What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I made a YouTube video and I really to get back in the swing of things, but the main issue has been that I'm remodeling my office. But once the office is done, trust me, the YouTube videos will be much more consistent, so make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. This YouTube video that will be a huge game changer for a lot of you guys. Now, every trader that I see, their main issue that they struggle with when they're first trying to trade is finding a profitable strategy. Most of them kind of think they have a strategy, but realistically they're just putting in random trades, buying a long position because they see a couple green candles, chase at the top, chase at the bottom, maybe see something on Reddit or on a random Discord and try to copy that trade, and eventually they all end up failing. They lose their accounts, they lose their money and never trade again and blame the trading to be a scam. So I wanted to put all that stuff to a rest today and kind of break down for you one of the best strategies or one of the best blueprint strategies that you can use and apply into your trading. And I promise you guys, if you do what I tell you in this video, your trading will just get better. Plain and simple. No matter if you're beginner, just starter, you're intermediate, advanced, if you do all the steps I tell you throughout this video, your trading will get better. And before we continue into this and I give you guys all the secrets, a quick word from our sponsor. Our sponsor over at Big Gains Club, which is ourselves. I'm also sponsoring my own video. Just want to give a shout out to the masterclass we're going to be running starting on March 6th. Myself and 4 other 6- and 7-figure head traders will be breaking down some of our 7-figure trading strategies that made us over 10 million trading in the last 3 years alone. So if you want to join that, we only have 3 spots left. We're capping at 50 spots so they can work with people in a very small group settings. And there's a schedule on there. You can see all the topics we're going to talk about, and it's going to be insane. We ran one in January, and 97% of the traders that were part of that have been profitable ever since the past 3 months. So there's only 3 spots left. If you see the link, we'll be down in the description. If it's still there, that means there's a spot for you. So make sure you jump on it before it goes away. So let's dive straight into the charts, and you might be thinking, straight into the charts. Yes, that's what we're going to do. The reason being is I want you guys to understand that at the end of the day, trading is all about learning the charts. And we're simply not using any indicators, guys. When you first start trading, do not use any indicators. So we're going to look at the market structures, and you're first going to understand, right? Let's look at a point for where you're starting is what is the trend of this, right? Now you're seeing this, you're seeing that this trend is obviously as you move it up, a trend is simply up. The trend is you're moving on towards the top side, right? That's very simple. Everybody should be able to see that if the stock is making a series of higher highs and higher lows, that trend means it's up. You can see higher high, higher low, pushing higher, pushing lower. Where the lowers are higher than the previous, the major ones. Then you push again, you push higher, and now you're setting up a higher low. So this is the first thing I want you to establish whenever you look at any charts. It can be 15 minutes, you can zoom it out to 30 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute, wherever you want to. The principles are going to be the same. You're going to be able to apply these principles the same. So once you establish that, hey, my trend is this higher low and higher high trend, you're going to establish where is the bottom and where is the top so far. So as you guys can see, this will be the bottom right here. You can see, call this the swing low, right? The lowest low. And then you're going to see as it pushes higher, what are the highs and the lows. So this will be your swing high, and you put a swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, and so on and so forth, right? We get that point. So where would you find your entries? If you establish, you're first going to see this first move up. You're not going to know that this was the bottom until it proves it's been the bottom, right? That means you need change of structure. So here, before you set the bottom, you had this low here. So this was your structure, with this high right here being the latest high. So once you break this high, that's going to be your break of structure. So you call that also BOS for short, break of structure. Once you break your structure, that's when you establish, okay, this was the low, and now the trend seems to be changing. So when you do that, now you can finally establish your uptrend. So now this break of structure, this becomes your main area, your major level, ML for major level of support. So now we established that this is our major level. So it will be pretty much everything in this little bit of an island here. Excuse my really bad drawings, but you guys understand this is the level. So now what you're looking for, right, what you should be asking yourself is, when is price going to be able to re-enter the level? That's going to be the best opportunity of potentially taking a long trade now. A long trade, because why? We established this is the bottom, and we established now we built a new trend. We broke the structure, guys, the BOS. We broke the structure, and now the structure went from being a downtrend to potentially building an uptrend. So our best entry won't be when you're making a new high or pushing for a new high. It won't be FOMOing at the top. It will be being patient and waiting for us to re-enter on a major pullback. So if you go, draw this like this box, and just right here, right from the high all the way down to the low, which would be right into this gap. You gotta bring, if there's a gap, guys, here's a little hack. If there's a gap, like you see here, you gotta go all the way down to the gap, because the future is more than likely, this is a gap down on SPX, but if you go to SPX 500, this is probably all filled in anyway, and it's part of the same structure here. So you guys can see then price, after having an impulsive move up, guess what price did? Came back to retest our major level again, right? This was a major level. This was where the structure changed. We pushed higher. We rather than making a lower high, we made a higher high, right? So the more likely that's where we will have buyers to have, and guess what? A higher low, right? So then we push back through there, and then again, price goes in, tests it, and guess what? Pushes above and now makes a new high. So let me go here, we'll go to the brush. Here you make a higher high. Again, confirming this was the bottom, this is the low. Then you made a higher low. You had to break a structure, pushing for a higher high. Now you're able to sell, a profit once you buy here. Your first profit target will be the previous high, just in case here you will get some rejection, and then make it lower high and then go lower. So that'd be right where your stop loss would be, and then you push higher. Now we pushed higher, we're taking profits, we made money, and now where do we see our re-entry, right? Like, let's say you push it as high as this, you're able to hold some left over. Well, guess what, right? Where is your previous break of structure? Where did we break the structure? It was this level, right? This 3,850 levels, somewhere in there. So now this becomes your new potential point of entry. Let me leave that. But this becomes our new level to potentially enter, right? From here all the way to here. So when we're waiting for price to come back and re-enter, take a pullback and re-enter in our major level. And then again, now this becomes our next major level here. You guys can see this becomes the next major level, and you're continuing this uptrend. You enter, you patient. Remember, guys, we don't chase stops. Well, how I like to trade, I don't chase stops, I don't chase bottoms. I wait for these pullbacks and to get in. Because guess what? Let's say I get in anywhere in here. Now I have a safe stop loss, right, in a major close behind this level, right? And you gotta give some time for the stock to, once it enters your level, don't want to have too tight of stopper under, because it might stop you up quickly. These are called liquidity grabs, and then bring it back up. Market makers understand that people are going to be looking for these major levels to say your stop loss tight right under it, and if your stop is too tight, that's why when you ask me, my stops are very I want to say they're too loose, but I don't keep them extremely tight, because of liquidity grabs are really, really common ways for market makers to stop everybody out and then continue to trend. So you're like, oh, you know what, this is going to break, let me close it, and then it rips back up. That's the worst feeling you can go out there, because your thesis was right, you were correct on what you expected to happen. You fell for one of those liquidity grabs. So then you enter, and guess what? Where's your profit target, guys? Your previous level, right? Your previous level here. So then you take profits, and now you wait for it to come back down on your major level, which would be somewhere in this range right here. So be from the top of this range to just right at the bottom of it, somewhere in there, something like this. So then you will wait for the price to come back down. Now you want this is on a 50 minutes, so it's going to be a little bit wider, these ranges. So depending on your trading style, you're going to be careful, right? This is almost $100 range. It's quite a wide range here, also wider range. But again, here, if you're trading a 15-minute, you're probably taking some longer swing out trades, a couple months out. If you're trading options with shares, it's going to be a little bit different. If you see here and you zoom in on the 5-minute time frame, the same concepts apply. There's going to be some tighter areas, right? So for example, here you're going to have, let's say this, you call this your high. So you have this your swing high, right? Then you wait for confirmation, right? You fail to break it. The break of structure fails. You make a new low, there'll be your swing low, SL. You have a lower high here, you have this other swing low here, and you continue the downtrend, right? Same concepts apply. You wait for the pullbacks, right, at the high here, at this previous high, enter there on puts and get down with a stop loss above this. It will be a row of this candle, just be careful for liquidity grab, and then you trade it down with first profit loss being this low, then you break to below that, and you continue this downtrend with lower highs and lower lows, right? So this works in any time, just depending what time frame you're in, what kind of trades you're trying to take. You're just gonna have to adjust this by, hey, if you want to be quick with your trades on the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, same concept apply, understand where's your high, make it prove it, let the stock market prove it to you that that was the exact high, and then wait for those retests to happen, right? Let's do that again so that some people may miss it. You have the high, you establish, okay, this I believe is the high. Then you come down, here you fail, right? So you have the major level here. Then you have a swing high, swing low, and you continue the downtrend. Then here you will get in, you wait for this to come back to our major level. Why we couldn't get in the first time? Because here you're still waiting for proof it is. So you gotta wait for a high, a swing low, a swing high, a failure of it, and it comes down again. So now you have proof that this should be where price comes back to for you to start shorting. You short it, and then first profit loss at this swing low, the latest swing low, and then the second can be a little bit deeper in, right? A little bit deeper out. So you never know if this is a high until it proves itself. You gotta wait for this move back up to prove that it was, and then you gotta wait for your entry. Again, guys, trading is 90% more patience, right? I know you wanna jump in a trade, and keep in mind, people are excited and they just wanna jump in, but if you wanna get good at trading, the number one thing is gonna be patience and setting your alert levels, right? You wanna set, let's say you set an alert here that once price breaks above, alerts you, you check your phone, and then you wait for your entry. You go here, you take a nice short position with, again, join that major level, stop loss above, with the first profit target at the latest swing. And now look at this, it becomes a 1 to 5 swing to reward, and if you bring it down, it becomes almost a 1 to 10. So you do gotta have to wait and watch for those levels. Does this strategy work every time? It does not, but why does it work more often than other strategy? The main reason is going to be that with this strategy, you're following the trend, right? You're understanding the trend is changing, now you get to follow the new trend, which will provide you with a ton of opportunities until, of course, the trend is your friend until it is not anymore. Until that trend changes, and it will change at some point, then you will have your first loss, but in there, you should have a ton of potential opportunities. For example, here, we're taking this downtrend here, right? There's a lot of potential opportunities here for you to get in. Potentially have, let's have a where's the path tool? You can see one boom, high, lows, high, lows, high, lows, lows, high, lows, and potentially we won't know if this trend will continue, but let's say here it ended and actually the trend just goes up, right? Let's pretend this trend here broke through this small 5-minute trend intraday. How many opportunities to give you? Let's say the first, right, we're establishing our levels, these first 3 nullified. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on how you're treating this, there could be an 8 potential entry. And guys, this is just between Thursday, February 2nd to Wednesday, February 23rd, right? This was just within the last 20 days, minus the weekends and things like that. You would have potentially 8 great trades on a single stock. So it gives you plenty of opportunities to get in, getting out, and observing different things, right? You can trade on SPX, futures, US 30, the DXY. You can trade this with Forex, you can trade this with crypto, you can trade this with stocks, you can trade it any way you want to. You have to understand it will give you opportunity, but what is the key word that we're looking for through this video is patience. The opportunity will present itself, guys, and the stock market will always present itself. Right, the stock market, the crypto market, Forex, the opportunity will present itself. Will you be patient? Will you be ready for it? That's all. 90% of your trading will be getting ready for those opportunities to come up. Next up, I want to show you guys an actual trade that I took, and I made a few $1,000s in on a short position. It was exactly over $4,000 trading in the US 30. So let me show you guys that. So this is the US 30, and as you guys can clearly see on the 5 minutes, where is the trend? The trend is clearly to the downside, right? After this uptrend here, I established this was my major level to the top side. As you guys can see here, this was the high. So now I just need to wait for, the swing low. The swing low happened. Will this not push any high? It did not push any high. So now the break of structure will be, if we break below the swing low here, right, and we don't push for a higher high, this trend will more than likely change from this uptrend here, this short uptrend here, to a downtrend, right? So then we finally broke below. You have the lower high. You broke below, and then here is your break of structure, the boss, right? The boss, so the boss. And now what do you wait to get in? When did I get in? Can you guys guess that? if you guessed, I'll give you guys a few seconds. Where do you think I got in for this nice short position that eventually I closed? But 3 seconds, guess what it was? It was right at this level. It was right there, at this swing low. Price came down, broke below, but guess what price has to do, right? It went down here, price has to come back to retest that swing low, retested the swing low, and then went down. If the price doesn't retest and it goes straight down, guys, it never provided a good entry, so you shouldn't have been in that trade anyway. So that was my perfect entry right there, which I eventually closed down at different support and resistance level. But guess what? That wasn't the only time I took it. There was many other times that I actually entered through this downtrend. So let's have a quick recap. What do you understand from this trade? Step number 1, make sure you join the masterclass. The link will be down below if you want to become a 7-figure day trader and learn all my secrets. Step number 2, this is a way for you to increase your potential. This is actually a trading style, right? Trade to price action, trade retest, trade with the trend, don't trade against the trend. It'll just become much easier to trade because you can see that this trading with the trend showed you that I showed you guys there were so many opportunities while trading against the trend. Guess what? It's not going to give you a ton of opportunities, and those opportunities are much more risky, so you do have to be careful for that, right? So now make sure you apply what I taught you. Make sure you apply the word patience into your trading, and you will see your trading simply increase. I know it's probably a long video. You might have to rewatch it once or twice, but that's why you go back, start from the beginning, and do this yourself. Go take a chart and look at it. Understand it. Do you have a question about it? Show me a DM, right? On my Instagram, Big Gains Club. The link will be down below. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know what you want me to talk about next. You know, maybe go expand on this break of structures. Maybe you want me to expand on certain other different topics. Maybe you want me to expand on some personal questions. I don't care. Leave the comments down below. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.